What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Make sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. So, Madam Web. Madam Web just came out today. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Did you go see it? Well, it came out, and now a lot of things are starting to make sense. One of those, because it's not just a joke for the title, Dakota Johnson really did leave her agency days after the trailer for this dropped. This is back in January 30th. And I also checked, she joined CAA in November of 2023. So barely a year. She's out. People think, oh, maybe it was just a coincidence that she left right before, right after, rather, a trailer for a movie. And then we find out that the reason she actually left, or it's looking more and more so as this stuff comes out, is she thought she was joining the MCU. She even tagged, and a bunch of these co-stars tagged Marvel in their Instagrams and in their announcements, not realizing they were actually in the far inferior Sony. And I hear you. If you like the Sony movies, even if they're bad, you enjoy them for what they are. But they signed on thinking they were joining the MCU proper. They were not. Now, all this is coming out about the actual movie. The only reason anyone was going to see this movie, because it wasn't for their Final Destination ripoff plot. It was for hot chicks in Spider-Man girl outfits, whatever, Spider-Woman outfits, and Dakota Johnson for sure. And also any connection possibly to the Spider-Man universe, even if it's the Sony version of Spider-Verse. Still, people would have gone for those connections. And now we find out, let's see. So we came for hot chicks in superhero outfits. How much time do we get? We saw them in the trailer, and it looks like that's the amount of time. The amount of time we saw them in the trailer is more or less the amount of time in the whole goddamn movie. So glad I didn't go see this yet. So here is the first trailer for Madam Web. There's one more thing to go over, but this is just them in the suits, all right? We saw them all in the suits. It says, as noted, they all paid homage to a source material and were featured in the trailer, and it looked like a battle between them and Ezekiel Sims in the near future. So, how much screen time do those eye-catching costumes get in Madam Web? Unfortunately, they're not in the movie for more than a couple of minutes. Clown face, ha ha. You thought you were going to see them, but no, you could have just watched the trailer, which is probably what I'm going to do. Just watch the fucking trailer, and that is the amount of time you would have actually seen them in costume. And what's great is almost everyone called that. Almost everyone called. So if you were going to see Madam Web for the costumes, just watch the trailer. Basically the same damn thing. The other part, what connection? We had heard that they did reshoots because originally it was supposed to be the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and they had a bunch of references, and this is a period piece. But then we heard that they did those reshoots to switch it to the Tom Holland Spider-Man because he would have been born later, so they had to remove references that would have outdated or dated it. There's no Spider-Man in it whatsoever. We hear it's a baby, and they don't even say who it is. So, if you're going to the movie for Spider-Man connections, here it is right here. Madam Web is fair to say people are going for this. Yes, it is fair, because that's what I just said. Ultimately, but here we go. When they asked her what the connections were, she goes, well, I think I concentrated on the fact it was called Madam Web, and I was very excited about the fact that we had a really strong, brilliant female super... Okay, so she can't answer the question. What I was most excited about was the clairvoyance and the fact that this hadn't been done before, even though there's an entire fucking series called Final Destination, and we've all made that connection. Where I read it at the end here. Yeah, the only connection that happens is Uncle Ben plays her EMT partner and shows up at the very end helping what would be Peter Parker's mom, who is pregnant. That's it. Here we go. The biggest is the fact that Cassie Webb works as a paramedic alongside Ben Parker. His sister-in-law, Mary, is pregnant, and her husband, Richard, is always... So, what's the connection to Spider-Man universe? Ben Parker is in it as an EMT, and he takes Spider-Man's mommy to the hospital at one point, and they never reference the baby as Peter Parker. That's it. Thank you. End of story. Thank you for playing. How was Madam Web? Did you enjoy it? This is another one of those Jennifer Lawrence's on the first female action, the director talking about, oh, we've never seen this before. It's like, yes, again, go watch the Final Destination movies. They probably would have been better if you put Spider-Women in them, but they existed. But what won't exist for this is any sort of budget. or any sort of making back their budget, any sort of profit rather, because even those adjustments, I think they had somehow they counted it as a 6-day opening weekend. Maybe that was a typo and they just meant opening week. Under 40 million, dropping now. I don't, this might not even make 28 million or over 6 days. So let me know if you and your date went to go see Madam Web on Valentine's Day. Let me know if you made it through the movie, if it brought you closer together or horribly broke you up. This might be National Divorce Day when this movie is over. But yeah, by all means, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And well,
bye.